everyone, and welcome back to the Dream Life Loading Podcast, Season 2, Episode 11. I'm your co-host, Skye.
And I'm your co-host, Susan. How are you today, Skye?
I am good. I'm so happy to be back. I know we were off last week, and we're back and ready to roll, so I'm feeling good. I had my birthday last week. We have this Nick's birthday this week, so we have a lot of like Christmas joy, birthday joy, just all the good stuff. So I'm feeling good. How are you?
I love that. I'm so good now. I was so deathly ill. I got the nastiest viral infection, went to the emergency room, like the whole 9 yards. And miraculously, Chris did not get it, despite our close quarters and like him being the sweetest guy ever and taking care of me. But he didn't get it all. He also has an immune system like I've never seen before. Like in our 7 years of knowing each other, I've seen him sick 3 times. And one of them was his gallbladder literally needed to come out of his body because it was like disintegrating. So
Even like contagious sickness, like that was like an internal,
yes, yeah, no, he does not. And he always said it like when we first started talking or whatever, he's like, I don't get sick. I'm like, yeah, okay. But the man doesn't get sick. And he's the type of man that when he does get sick, he doesn't necessarily need me waiting on him hand and foot where I'm like, Chris, save
Yes.
me. I'm so sick. I just literally like cried and whimpered for a
Oh.
week straight because my body hurt so bad. But I tested negative for literally everything under the sun. And it was just one of those weird viruses. But now I'm back to feeling like myself, which I'm very grateful for. Just in time for the holidays. I'd rather get that out of the way, in the first half of the month. And now I'm ready to tackle the rest of December and then jump into 2024.
Yes. No, it's one of those things like we're so far apart, but I knew I was like, because it, like we were saying this before, like it feels like we barely have spoken. And it's like, I could tell you were so sick. And obviously you told me like
Yeah.
you're so sick, but there's a difference, it's like I can like,
Yeah. When you actually don't
little
hear from
lie.
me for like a long period of
Yes.
time, it's like, yikes.
Like, oh my
Because I
God.
wasn't even texting. Like I was so
Oh
sick that I wasn't on my phone. I was barely watching TV. I was just
God. Oh, well, I'm glad you're
trying.
feeling better.
Me too. Which I'm so excited because this is my favorite time of year.
Yes.
And we are so excited about this episode. I was actually very bummed last week to not
I
be able to do it.
know.
It's our Dream Life Loading holiday gift guide.
Yes. I think at least I want to preface this. If you are like family, fiance, husband, in-laws,
Yeah, don't listen until
don't
next year.
listen. Yeah.
Yeah. You're not allowed to listen until next year.
Because like I was going through this and I was like, no one I know can listen to this. Like this has to
Yeah,
be.
no,
So there's our first warning, and I think our second announcement is happy birthday Taylor Swift because this is coming out on the 13th. So that feels important.
so this is coming out tomorrow. I took tomorrow off, and I am full-heartedly going to be watching the movie. I'm so excited. This is what I've been waiting for. I knew Miss Taylor would, give it to us in our homes. So I have been waiting months for this experience, and I'm over the moon excited.
I don't think I can get it. I know. Italy's not on the list of countries.
No, I
I,
will FaceTime you.
well,
We can watch it together.
I'm still stuck. I'm like, the European tour has not even started. So do I
Yeah.
want to ruin it for myself? Like if I was in the States, I'd be like, yes, like tour's over, like let's do it. But like there is that little glimmer of hope in the back of my mind. Like I could see it live. So maybe it's
Yeah.
for a reason. Which honestly, maybe that's why she's not releasing it in countries that haven't even had the tour yet.
Yeah, I agree. And honestly, where you do have that chance of going, I think just wait for the experience and then you can purchase it because I'm sure by then it'll be available for like
Oh
actual
yeah.
buying, renting, and then we can just relive it every day.
Absolutely. And I think there's the first thing on our gift guide. Give the gift to Taylor Swift.
Yes, anything Taylor Swift related is going to be a win in our books. Like
And
Taylor
honestly,
Swift sweatshirts, friendship
yeah.
bracelets.
And if you like, I know she has her own merch, and like your cardigan that you have is stunning. And it's honestly really good quality, which I think is sometimes surprising for merch like
Yeah,
that. It's a nice sweater.
it should be for what I paid for it. I think it was like $60 or $70, but it was worth every penny because I've had that for 3 years
Yeah.
now and it has stood the test of time. That is my boat wearing sweater because
Yes.
you can still get a tan because it's cut so low, but it's warm enough that if it gets chilly on the boat, then you have a nice sweater and it looks coastal grandma.
Yep.
It's literally the perfect sweater, but it has it's seen its days. I mean, I wear it around campfires
Yeah.
and it gets smoky and you have to wash it. And she's in the same quality as when I got it in the mail.
Amazing. And
But
I mean,
that she also has a long shipping time if you're buying from her actual merch store. I think it took me almost 2 months to get that sweater. I might have pre-ordered it, but I know that regardless, right now it's the 12th, so you're probably not going to get your actual Taylor merch from
yeah.
her in time for the holidays.
Wow. Well, if you want, I think like I've seen some of the coolest Taylor merch from Etsy. People are so creative.
Yeah,
Like, because some you don't always just want a sweatshirt that says like Taylor Swift on it, but like if you're like a diehard fan, like you can get. I've seen ones from the last Great American Dynasty where like the different things she talks about in that.
yeah,
You could get like a hat that talks about like the specific places, like so it's very
yeah.
like deep cuts, very
Subtle.
niche. Yeah, very subtle, which
Well,
I
that's
love stuff
like
like that.
my white sweatshirt that I wore in my first viral video, the Change Your Life in 100 Days, like
Yes.
the original. That sweatshirt is a Taylor Swift sweatshirt my sister got me off of Etsy, and it is Folklore's like album, and each song has a different colored like
Yes.
synthesia picture. And like you wouldn't know that that's Taylor Swift unless you knew it was Taylor Swift. And
Exactly.
that's where us Swifties, like, we can all communicate in public because it's like, oh, I see you. Like,
Yes. Yes. And
I
I
see
love
you.
that because it's like my parents do it a lot with the band Fish. They have a lot of like references in their music as well. And
Hmm.
I have like a few Fish references. It's like I'm wearing it. It's like you don't know unless you know, but it's almost the best 'cause it's like a great way to connect with people and it's a great way to
Yep.
rep the band without like just wearing a t-shirt that says it. It's like I've seen the Kindle cases that are the All Too Well book from the music video, like the
Yeah.
short film she put together, and I'm like with the little tree on it. I'm like so brilliant.
Did you see that she was nominated for a Golden Globe?
Yes.
I'm so proud of her.
This is the year of Taylor, and I love that collectively everyone is saying it. Like we
Yeah.
are all on board.
I'm pretty sure, like, there would have been riots if she wasn't Times Person of the
Yes.
Year. Like,
I
it just
still
didn't get, like, the
still
fact
have
that
not read it.
huge, yeah, and huge celebrities are even like,
Yes.
before Time came out, like, J-Lo was like,
Yes. Yeah.
Taylor's really killing it. Like, people that you wouldn't expect to be like, whether or not they're Taylor Swift fans or not, they're like, no, she's out there killing it this year. Her
Yeah.
and Beyonce. I mean, the Renaissance tour looked absolutely phenomenal. And I'm not even a huge Beyonce fan. Like, I love her music, but I just don't follow her like I follow Taylor Swift.
I agree. Yeah, no, I feel like it's been a year of female artists, which we don't always
Yeah.
get, which has been very different this year. And I wonder not to like, obviously Beyonce came before Taylor Swift, but like, I wonder if like, I think there's a lot of artists obviously influenced by Taylor. So I wonder if that has
Yeah.
like
I
Kelsey
think,
Ballerini, I think is a big one.
mhm,
Sabrina Carpenter, who's touring with Taylor right now.
yeah.
There's a lot of
Well, we
other.
also had Barbie, and
True.
Taylor's kind of like the human Barbie,
Oh,
like,
for sure.
in so many ways. I don't know. It was just Greta, all the women just came out this year, and I'm
It's the
so
year that
proud
Barbie
to have lived
both
this year.
yes.
Yeah,
There you go. Give a Barbie. That would be such a cute gift. If you
that
have
would.
like a white elephant with like or a white elephant gift exchange or like Secret Santa with your
Mhm.
girlfriends or something, like if you got like let's say someone's like in law school and you got them like the lawyer Barbie, like that's so
Yeah.
cute.
Oh my God, I'm picturing Anna Kate right now.
I was too. I was thinking like what friends do I have in school? I was like, "Oh my God, lawyer Barbie." Like that's adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one thing I love to give, well, and to get is a gift basket. Our friend Elizabeth is like ridiculously good at gifting gift baskets. So these are my gift basket essentials. You have
Mm,
to have something that smells, so a candle, perfume, a scentsy, anything that has that. And then something soft. So PJs, I personally love a soft blanket,
yep.
or a robe, or a really soft sweater, and matching sets. I know that kind of falls under PJs, but like sweater sets, I love that right now.
Yep.
Um, this one you're gonna hate, but it's feet, and I feel like socks or slippers are a
Oh no, that's
necessity
good.
in a good gift basket.
Oh yes.
Snacks, you need to have their favorite snacks or maybe your favorite snacks, one or the other. And then something practical. So a cutting board, soap. My favorite thing to receive in a gift basket is microfiber cloths because you can use them for everything. And they have them for like $4 at TJ Maxx. They come in a bundle of 20. They have so many different colors and they work on everything. So that is my gift basket essentials.
I had written down gift baskets too, and they're so fun because I was actually just given one. I need to send you a picture of it because it was so special. Two girls in the hockey community here came.
Oh,
It was the most special thing. I was not expecting it. They came up to me at the game on Thursday, I guess. So right after my birthday, and they were like, "Here." And it was this pink basket. Every single item in it was pink, and they were like, "We hope we got enough pink things for
oh,
we had so much fun picking this out." And it was like the most thoughtful gifts. Like they wrote sticky notes on every item. So like there was a mug and they were like a pink mug for a princess. Like it was like above and
oh,
but it was so special because it was so customized to me, which is exactly what yours
yeah,
is too. And I think when you do a gift basket with a theme, like the theme of this one was pink, which was perfect. But if you're doing like, let's say for you, you just bought a house, so you could do like
yeah,
a house gift basket and do
yeah,
like you said, like cutting boards, new soap, like so many cute things. But yeah, I
yeah,
think putting together a gift basket is so much fun for the giver, and then
yeah.
receiving a gift basket is so much fun for the receiver.
Liz has put, I think I've gotten like 4 or 5 gift baskets from her. I think that's one of her, I think that's her love language, but
Yes.
she will show up like for Halloween. She got me a boo basket. Like she's just one of those people. But the gift basket she got me for my bridal shower, I did not open for 3 weeks. I left it perfectly put together on our kitchen table because Chris and I were both like, it's too pretty to open. Like we need to just leave it here.
Oh, I think for me, like your Liz is my Anna Kate. The way she puts together gift, it's always like so above and beyond. And I
Yeah.
never really thought about doing like gift boxes,
Yeah.
gift baskets, yeah, however you want to say it, until Anna Kate, and then it like became my thing. It was like, okay, like we're doing a basket, and you can even get like a good basket, and that's part of
Yeah.
the gift, you know?
A-
So yeah,
absolutely.
it's fun.
My mom
If you
loves,
like if you don't have like one main thing for someone and you want to do like a bunch of littler things, I think a basket is like the best way to go.
absolutely, 100%.
I
What's next?
I was gonna say, so I kind of organized my like little gift guide here. I had boys, girls, and parents because I think parents have to be shopped for in like a different category than like your girlfriends or your fiance or your brother. You know,
Yeah.
like I think there's different categories, but I think boys are the hardest to shop for because they never want anything. They never have any
Or
idea.
they want stuff that you have no idea what it means. Like Chris was like, I want tools, I want socket wrenches, and I want a jack, and I want this and that. And I'm like, can you bring me to Lowe's and let me take pictures of the serial numbers? Because like I'm never gonna remember this like
No,
pumpy thing with nozzle. Like,
odd. But I've learned, boys, I literally with Nick, I've been keeping a note on my phone for like a full year that's like,
yeah,
'cause they won't buy things. This is the thing about men. And I don't know, like, this is from my experience. This is my father, my fiance, and my brother. They are all like this. So maybe other men are different, but this is my experience. Men will say, oh, yeah, I should buy that at some point. And they don't. It's like something they actually need, they will not buy it. Like Nick broke his sunglasses, like literally sat on them in August and they broke. And I was like, oh my God. And he was like, oh yeah, I'll buy new ones. I got him some for his birthday today because he still hadn't bought it. So I think that's like my number one trick with guys is anytime they say like, oh yeah, I need to get that or oh, I should get that at some point, write it down and save it for a holiday or their birthday because they never buy it for themselves. Like literally things they need but won't buy for themselves is the best gift you can give to a man.
yeah, 1000%. My dad is the hardest man to shop for. Like when I turned 21, I just started buying him beer because I was like, I don't know
Yep.
what you want. You want Orvis socks, and my uncle is an exec for them. Like, obviously, you're gonna get your Orvis socks from him. Like, I'm not gonna pay full price, but you can get that from someone who works there. So this year, he's been into sparkling waters, which is actually really cute.
Ooh,
So we got him his favorite sparkling waters, and we're like, we'll get something else to go with it, but like at least we know he's gonna use
yes.
this. And sometimes with men, it can just be practical. It doesn't have to, because I feel like they do care about sentimental stuff, but I feel like when it comes to the men in our family, they care more about like a well written card than they do the actual gift, like whether it's birthdays or holidays or whatever it is.
Completely agree. I think that's
In
true
the case,
for
they
everybody.
really care about the food.
Yes, oh, food for sure. I think like when in doubt, like a card goes so far. Like get someone
It
like a small gift and like a handwritten nice card. I
Yeah,
save every single like nice letter card I've received. I save them all because it is like that's the best gift you can give somebody is like something from the heart like that.
1000%. So I gift in very different ways than most of my family. Ever since I was like, well, when I was younger, like there were needs. But since being a young adult, all of the like collective families in our family don't need anything. So it's like, what can I give someone who has everything? So that's where I really delve into my creativeness because I have that skill set and it's something that no one else on this world could get them. So this year, every family I made custom fantasy maps. So I used Canva to create them. Like I actually hand drew like the actual map themselves. And then I gave each member of the family a territory. And then I wrote down all like the mythical, magical words I could think of. And then I made each like within each territory, they have things that are related to their hobbies and their interests. And that project was time consuming, but so much fun. And I have given one, I gave it to my aunt and uncle because we saw them in November. And I was like, I have to give this to you in person because I want to see your reaction. And they were like, oh my God. Like, it was the best reaction I've ever gotten from gift giving. They're like, how did you do this? Like, you put so much time and thought into this. Like, this is amazing. And I was like, that's what I want. Like, that's the reaction I was looking for. So it's just been super fun. And it's like, I felt like I bonded with them, even though
Yeah.
it was just me working on it for them. I felt so connected to them by the end of it because it was like, okay, like I don't see my cousins that often. They're two younger boys. Like we don't have a lot in common, but by going through everything that they love, it was just so bonding and it was so much fun.
I remember you told me about this gift idea in like October, September, like
I started
early.
it in June. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh wow. So it was way earlier than that even. But this,
Yeah.
like, what a unique idea. It's so thoughtful. It's like, I don't know how you thought of this, but I think it's wonderful. And it made me, I wrote this down too. If my brother, if I don't think he's listening at this point, but if you are, do
Lucas, shut it off.
yeah, Lucas, it's over. But so my brother and I have the same birthday, so he has a birthday in early December, and then obviously Christmas is later. So we never like to get a combined gift for each other because we understand like it's not what you want when you're growing up, and then we both kind of get used to it, whatever. So I wanted to do two separate gifts, but I was like, how can I kind of tie these together? So he's living alone for his first time ever. He's on his own. So I was like, okay, what's a good gift for a guy living on his own, cooking for himself for the first time? So I got him a crock pot, which I think that alone is a great gift for someone that's living on their
Yeah.
own and like working a 9 to 5. It's so great. He can like plug in food, let it go, and then go to work all day and come home and have like a home cooked meal. So I thought that was a great idea. And then I was like, okay, how do I tie something in for Christmas? I was like, well, if I was Lucas with this brand new crock pot, I wouldn't know what to make in it. So I was like, why not
Right.
put together a cookbook for him? So I curated 20 recipes that I was like, this is what I know my brother likes, and I know he would eat this, and this is easy enough that he could eat it. And I put it together again on Canva. I got it like printed on like nice shiny photo paper, put it into a
Yep.
binder with a cover and sheet protectors. So it's like once again like this like the main point or the main part of the gift was like all homemade, handmade, and like the effort was like the most important
Yeah.
part, obviously. But I think he's gonna love it. Because it was like completely designed for him. Like same with these maps.
Yeah.
It's like this is like something I thought of just for him, and it's like literally says like Lucas's crockpot cookbook. So I think he'll love it, and like little things like that that someone will use, and it's like they'll clearly see like the time and thought you put into it. So I'm excited.
1000%. I think in the beginning of the year, this was one of my favorites. And my grandfather put together a cookbook for everyone in the family. And it was all of my grandmother's recipes. And he scanned in, or I think his wife now, Barbara, helped him scan everything in, but they scanned in all of her like handwritten recipes. And then it had pictures of all of us like within it. And that was such a special gift. So I know Lucas is going to love that cookbook. And for those of you watching the video, I want to show you
Yeah.
what one of these maps looks like. So that's what it looks like. I've got like the rustic background and the compass rose and all the things. And they came out so good that the lady at Walgreens called me and was refusing to print it because she thought it was copyrighted.
No
And
way.
I was a little, it was my nap time. So I did have a little tude when she called to tell me she wasn't going to print my poster. And I was like, I made this. Like, I created this. I don't know how to prove to you that I hand drew this
Right.
and then created it in a digital software, but I did. And that was enough. I just had to sign a waiver saying that I actually made it myself.
Oh
But
my
that
gosh.
was funny. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take that as a compliment that it looks so professional that they assume that I ripped it off of someone.
That's amazing. So,
Um,
oh no, you go.
the other like unique custom idea that you can do from anywhere is when I was in Italy, I took pictures of like letters everywhere I could find them. So I did A through Z in no specific order, but I finally got all the letters. And then when I got home, I printed out all the letters I needed for all of our family's last names. And then you can make like you can spell things with the letters that are in whatever, like however you obtain them. But a lot of them were like signs or jewelry and just stuff all around. But it was a fun like scavenger hunt that my whole family got involved in when we were in Italy because they're like, "Oh, Susan needs J" or whatever. And then to be able to put their names together and frame them, like that was super sweet.
That's cute. You're so good at things like this.
I love something sentimental, and it comes from like not having a need for materialistic things, which I'm so grateful that we're in that position. But
Yes.
it's also nice to like really push the creative box to
Yeah,
be
for
like,
sure.
how can I make this customized to you?
And it's one of those things where I think the holiday season, often people are like, okay, I have to buy this gift for someone and I have to spend this and have to do this. And it's like, okay, well, if you're one, not in a place financially or mentally where you want to be buying these things because you feel like you have to, like
Yeah,
I mean, everyone's situations are different, but I don't feel like you should. I think you should be buying something because you think that would be good for this person. And if that's something that like you find at a store because they need it, great. But if it's something like this amazing sentimental gift, like that is equally or better than just buy.
right,
I think it's better than just buying something for the sake of buying. Like you should only buy something when it's like actually worth it as a gift. Like that's the
right.
point. It's not
And
just
finding
stuff.
and I think the creative thing too was really sparked in college. I
Yeah.
remember like just feeling strapped for money because you're in college. It's really hard when you're not working full time. And so that's when I kind of really tuned into like, how can I make this personalized, but make them feel like I still put time into
Yeah.
this or like do it. And that being creative and having that bandwidth, but it does take time. Like you're gonna have to sacrifice something, whether it's time or money.
Right.
Um, it just goes a long way and it makes for me, it made the holidays less stressful because I was like, I can't give to everyone I want to financially. So it was like, different options of still
Right.
giving, but doing it more affordably, which is still nice now. Like we were
Yeah.
able to give this year, but we were also able to like cut back and save because like those maps, like if you do the math on them, they're not that expensive. It just took,
Right.
6 months of planning, but
Got it. Like we've said this on the podcast before, like time is money. Like I don't care
yeah,
if the gift cost X amount versus like what you could have bought like
yeah,
in dollars, you know? Like it really is
yeah,
like the effort and thought that goes into a gift. That's the most important part
yeah.
without
One
question.
One of the first gifts I ever got Chris when we were dating was it was my favorite poetry book and it was from the like early 1900s, maybe late 1800s. And it was a poetry book from an author from up here. And I went through and I made poems within each poem with red like underlining. So
Oh,
instead of like doing blackout poetry, because I didn't want to like ruin my book, but I outlined each word to make him different poems. And that was such a fun project.
I love that. That's really sweet.
Like you can make do with what you have.
Oh yeah, absolutely. One thing I was given this last year and it's now become like one of my favorite things to give is the Adventure Challenge books. I've talked to you about these.
Yeah.
Lucas got me one last year that was the dinner dates book, and it has been so much fun for Nick and I over the past year, like to just pull it out and pick a recipe. And it's if you don't know what it is, I think the easiest thing to be would be to look it up. But basically, it's just a book. Ours is dinner dates. I gave my parents just the normal date one for Father's Day, I think. But it's just a reason to like it's basically a date. It gives you the instructions on either like what you're
Yeah.
gonna cook or what you're gonna do, and then you can take photos and it gives you like prompts to talk about or things to do during the date. And it's just such a easy excuse to like get out of your comfort zone and do something you wouldn't normally do. And I think they are the best gift. I loved receiving one. I loved giving one because my parents like did the first date and sent me pictures and they're like, this was so much fun.
Yeah.
It's so great. And like it's the gift that keeps on giving because you're giving it, but then every single time they do a date, it's like they get a gift again.
Yeah, we had 3 or 4 weddings this year, and that was our gift for if there was a bridal shower, that was our bridal shower gift, or if there wasn't, like, that was our wedding gift because
Yeah.
so fun, they're affordable,
Mhm.
and all the thank you notes we got, like, obviously, we get thank you notes because you went, but, like, they were so excited about using this book, so
Great.
that was and that was because I'd heard about it through you.
Yeah. I think what a perfect like newlywed gift idea because like
Mhm.
newlyweds are gonna get like how many towels do you need? How many like different, like they're and like yes, some of
Yeah,
the registry things are like really great, but I know my mom especially always tries to go like off the registry and get something like
yeah,
personalized, whether it's like a she's done this a few times, like a beautiful wood cutting board with the new couple
yeah,
initials or name the new last name on it, little things like
yeah,
that. But in the book, it's like you're newlyweds, like this is now a reason to go out and do this fun date together. And
yeah.
yeah, I like that. I think that's a great idea.
Especially where, like, post-wedding, I did not feel any blues because I was happy to no longer be planning my wedding, but a lot of people feel that, like, wedding blues because they went from planning and, like, so structured and getting everything done to, like, having nothing to do. It's a really great use of time to get quality time with your partner.
I like that. One of the other gifts that I think it's fun for literally anybody, but I wrote it under my girls section was like a spa gift card or a
Yeah,
massage gift card. Like I guess in experience gift cards as a whole, I've given like nail salon gift cards in the past, things like that, because I think sometimes you want to like give the experience, but if you don't live near someone or whatever it may
yeah,
be, you because it would be fun to do it together, whatever it is. But I think if you know someone that's working really hard, like a spa gift card would be a blast. Someone that's like has a physical job or something, like a massage gift card would be like such a thoughtful gift. And then obviously like the experience of that is going to be like fantastic for them. So I
yeah,
think gift cards like that can be really sometimes gift cards are lame, I think. Like if it's like you're just exchanging money back and forth, like what's the
yeah.
point? Like, let's just stop. But I think experience gift cards are perfect.
I agree. Another one that you can do if you want to like give something that you made is nothing beats a homemade bread with olive oil
Yes.
and garlic, like just to like dip in. Oh, that is delicious.
My
And you can make breads like within 24 hours. It doesn't have to like I know some bread recipes can be super intimidating, but if you have a Dutch oven, like you can be cranking out sourdough
yeah.
pretty fast.
My mom makes incredible sourdough and she's done that for like neighbors in the and I mean honestly
Yeah.
people. And then Anna Kate's like famous for her cookie plates. It's like
Yeah.
year after year she puts together these beautiful like homemade cookies, like all different shapes and sizes and designs, and it's
Yeah.
things like that are so special.
My sister and I, when she lived here, I mean, I was young, I was probably like 12, and we would do this every year and we would make sugar cookies, gingerbread cookies, like the peanut butter ones with the Hershey Kisses. Like we make 4 to 5 different types of cookies, and then we would make tins of the different cookies and give them to like our neighbors and teachers and all that stuff. And my sister still does that. She just texted us on Sunday and was like, "Oh, I just had a cookie exchange where
Oh,
her and all of her like friends came to one house and then they all traded cookies, which is super sweet."
cute. Oh my God, that's adorable.
Right?
I like that.
Yeah, that was really sweet.
There are so many like I think that and this is the thing, like if you take away one thing from this, like it doesn't have to be like okay, this person needs a sweater and this person needs this. Like if you take the time, I think you have to plan early enough. So maybe like it is the 12th, so maybe it's a little bit late this year, but maybe not. Or like think about it for next year too. Like if you start thinking about your gifts earlier, I think you have more time to put effort into them. Where like honestly, you probably could end up like financially spending less because you're putting
Yeah,
more of that energy in, and then it's going to be a better gift probably in the end if you like are putting that time into giving something to someone that they actually genuinely want and will use, or maybe they don't even know they want it. That's the best gift when like you hand
yeah,
someone and they're like, oh my God, I never even thought of this, like this is amazing.
yeah. When I gave my aunt and uncle their map, my aunt was like, "We're literally redoing our foyer. This is, and we have it's a blank canvas. Like we don't know what to do for it." She's like, "This is now the center of it, and we're
Oh,
gonna build our foyer around this." I'm like, "Oh my god!
that's
Like
cool.
how sweet."
That's really cool. I think
Yeah,
like one of like I think this is kind of my last thing, but I think sometimes if you're gonna give, because I think like to leave it back, we were talking about guys at the beginning, and sometimes guys do need like those necessity items like socks, underwear, like all the basics that like once again guys will like wear until it has holes in it, and it's like okay, time to replace. And you don't want to always do like, okay, I'm just gonna get you socks, like if you're doing it as a gift, you want it to be like more special, whatever. Getting them a brand that's like maybe a little bit more like luxurious or like
Yeah.
more name brand than they would buy themselves, I think can be so fun. Like, and Skims, not the cheapest, obviously, but not the most expensive out there for loungewear.
Yeah.
I was surprised, like pleasantly surprised by how their products compare to like their competitors. And that's like
Yeah.
that's fun, like because everybody needs socks, underwear, stuff like that. But then you're getting them like a brand they wouldn't get themselves, so it's still like a fun way to do a gift.
Another thing that I was just thinking of, Chris has always said one of his favorite gifts I've ever gotten him was his wallet. I
Mhm.
got him a handmade wallet when we were in Italy. So like it's special to him because it's from, Italy and all this stuff. But I also got him a couple years later, like his wallet was kind of wearing out. So I was like, he should probably have another one. And I got one and it was stamped with his initials on the bottom corner. And he was like, this is great because it's sitting in our safe right now. He was like, but whenever my wallet does wear out, I can just trade them. He's like, or I can alternate them so that I, don't use out this one that I love.
Yeah.
So a good leather wallet goes a long way. Well, depending on your style. I guess not every
Yes.
guy uses leather, but
No, I love that.
that was
Favorites?
a good. Yes, my favorite of the week is feeling like myself because I literally felt like I was dying last week. And I was like, Chris, I'm never gonna feel human again. Like
Oh,
I was just so sick. So I'm just incredibly grateful to be able to, breathe and
yes.
feel good without body aches.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that as well. We were talking on our last episode about what our words for the year were going to be, and I,
I
I,
picked my.
I did as well. Should we announce now?
Okay, yeah, you go first though, because it was your favorite.
So I think I'm gonna have two, but the word that I'm talking about with this quote is intention. And I know I had mentioned this on the episode 2 weeks ago, and I think, is that your word?
That was my second choice, but my first choice is pretty much the same thing.
Oh
Like I'll literally
my God,
show you my journal, Sky. Where is
dude, that's weird. Okay, but so anyway, so
I
I did
have to say
intention.
it now.
I think like if you're putting intention into like basically my quote was what you put first is what thrives because I was thinking about it and I was like what you put your energy into is what grows and it was like that's your intention like and I do yoga sometimes it's like when you walk into the class and they say like set your intention for the class. I want to set
Yeah.
my intention for the year and then I want to set my intention for the month and the week and the day and it's like intention that's my word. So what you put first is what thrives. That's my quote. And intention will be
But
2024.
it's literally so funny. Look, I starred it next to all my words. I had starred it.
God.
And it came down to that one and the one that I chose, which I chose purposeful, which
Mm.
is essentially the same thing. But I
Yep.
was like, so I had intentional, but I was like, I use that so much already. I wanted something slightly different. And purposeful, I felt like is going to help me simplify my life, specifically with like physical things and weight that I carry, whether it's friendships or anything really, negative thoughts, all the things. And I was like, if I'm being purposeful about things, like, does this serve me? Does this have a purpose in
Yeah.
my life? And for me, that is an easier way to say yes or no versus intentional. For me, I think of that more as like how I'm feeling about it, but purposeful, like, is there room for this right now? Yes or no? And then no, I can get rid of it and simplify that way.
I love it. Wow, that's crazy.
That's so funny. I literally did that right before we hopped on this call too.
I think my other word is going to be persistence because I think over
Ooh,
the past year, I had many experiences where, like, if you have bullheaded persistence, you can make it happen. And now I feel like
1000.
I want to, like, take that experience and take that example of 2023 and, like, throw it into 2024.
I
So,
like that. My other word that I was kind of toying with was discipline, but
yeah,
I didn't like that one. That just didn't sound as fun to me.
it has a little bit of a negative connotation to it.
Yeah. I think like maybe in the later half of the year I can take that into account, for getting back into routines and that sort of thing because I really do drop off, around August.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
think I think that it was too close to consistent, which was my word for 2023, which I think I'm giving myself like a C or a 75% out of 100 on my word of the year this year. Like it was definitely there, but she kind of took, the back burner, the back
Yeah.
seat a little bit. So that's why I think 2024 is going to be perfect
Yeah.
for our word of the years.
That'll be great. What is your favorite of the week?
You are the greatest project you'll ever work on because I especially with work lately, I love my new job, like, love it to the point where I'm constantly telling my technically she's like way above me, but I'm like, I just love my job so much. Thank you for
Oh,
this opportunity because it just brings me so much joy and it's challenging me in new ways. And I put a lot of time and effort into that. But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, like I'm excited and I'm motivated on this, but I also need to remind myself to like put it back into myself too and work on myself.
yeah.
So I'm excited about that.
Great. I have kind of two favorites this week. I guess no, we'll just go with one. I've been back on my to-do list grind, and I think I really dropped off. This season of hockey has been so different from last year's, which I've talked about, but I've been on a very different routine than in past years. So I've been off writing my lists and like having like honestly, I haven't been using a planner. I've been just using my phone, which is kind of crazy for me. But I've gotten back into to-do lists because I had those goals that I was setting for December. And I was like, how am I going to
Yeah.
make sure I actually do these? So I just write a little to-do list just of my goals. So I guess it's like a list of goals more than a to-do list, but it is like, did I go on my phone this morning or did I read before bed? Like those little things and being able to check it off and say like, yes,
Yeah.
I completed that goal for today. That's incentive enough for me to do it is being able to check it
Yeah.
off.
I got a really nice habit tracker from Etsy last week. It was like $3. And I was like, this is definitely something I see us building in 2024 from Dream Life Loading. So like I want to test it. Like, do I like Excel enough to
Mhm.
want to try to build it in here? And I'm loving it. Like you check the little boxes and it creates a little chart and whether or not you're doing it. Of course, I started on the first and I got sick on the second, but I'm very excited to use it now. And I think going forward for like January, I think it's going to be life changing, honestly, because it's the same thing. It's that incentive and just the like dopamine hit you get
Yes.
when you get to check that little box off.
No, seriously. Oh, that's great. I should get one of those for the new year.
I can send you the link I got for mine because it's color coordinated
Oh,
and it's cool.
perfect. There you go. That's a gift. That's a gift idea for the type
Yeah,
A girl in your life.
that's all I have.
That's it.
All right, like and subscribe depending on what platform you're on. Leave us a review and we'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening.